Jacob Tarver made a living filming scary places and posting them online. He'd explored haunted hospitals, empty mines, and abandoned houses, and his videos got millions of views. But he heard about a trail in the Appalachian mountains called Red Hollow, a place so creepy that even locals refused to go near it. They said maps didn't work there. They said if you bled, the forest would keep you. Jacob didn't believe in that stuff, but he knew a good story when he saw one. So one cold November evening, he drove out, set up his gear, and told his camera, "Fear is just content you haven't uploaded yet." Then he walked straight into the forest. From the moment he stepped past the old metal gate, something felt wrong. The air was dead quiet. No wind, no birds, not even bugs. It felt like the trees were listening. About 50 steps in, Jacob saw something horrifying. A dead raccoon nailed to a tree with metal spikes, its ribs pulled open like someone had done it on purpose. He tried to stay calm, filmed it, and moved on. He sent his drone up, a thermal camera that tracked heat. On the screen, he saw 3 shapes moving through the trees ahead of him. They looked like people, but their arms bent the wrong way. When he tried to zoom in, they disappeared, and the feet glitched out. Then, through his headset, a voice whispered, "He sees you now." Jacob laughed it off, even though he felt a chill in his chest. His GPS started acting weird. The map kept changing, and the signal faded. He passed through deeper trees where the branches leaned in close, like they were trying to trap him. Eventually, he reached a rotting wooden bridge. Carved into the sides were sets of tally marks, 12 shallow lines, then a deep slash for 13, over and over. The boards creaked under his weight. When he reached the middle, something huge splashed underneath him. He couldn't see it. He couldn't explain it. He ran. On the other side, the smell of blood hit him. Then the fog started glowing faint red. He turned down a path that wasn't on any map. The ground was soft, and he realized he was walking over bones, deer bones, human bones. He found a man strung up in barbed wire, his chest cut open. The guy had a GoPro on his head, still blinking red. Jacob took the memory card and watched a clip. It was mostly static, but at the end, one blurry frame showed Jacob himself walking on the bridge. And behind him, in the trees, was something tall, thin, wearing a deer skull with a child's face sewn into it. Jacob's heart started racing. He kept filming, even though everything in his body told him to run. The forest got darker. The drone battery died. His flashlight flickered. Then he stumbled onto a frozen lake. Under the ice were faces, human faces, staring up at him. One of them moved. A hand smashed through the ice. A woman climbed out, soaked in gray, and whispered, "The hollow is hungry." More hands broke through. Jacob ran again, slipping on mud and falling through thorns, until he came across a rundown ranger's cabin. It wasn't on the map either. Inside the cabin, the smell was worse than anything he'd ever experienced, like death, rot, and something else. 6 bodies hung from the ceiling by hooks. Their guts had been pulled out and twisted together into some kind of rope. That rope led into a hole in the floor. Before he could react, the corpses raised their heads all at once and said together, "The red feeds the hollow keeps the red." Something landed on the roof with a loud thud, heavy, too big to be a person. Claws scratched across the wood above him. Jacob dove into a crawl space under the floor just as something punched through the ceiling and tore into the room. He crawled through mud until he escaped, but by now it was full night. The sky was black, no stars, just the red glow still coming through the fog. Then he saw it, the thing that had been hunting him. It stood over 10 feet tall. Its skin was stretched so tight it looked like plastic. Its body was covered in wet, blinking black eyes. Its arms bent in wrong directions. It dragged a rope of intestines behind it, and it wasn't alone. Following it were people, dead people. The drowned woman, the man from the wire, the hikers. all of them broken and walking like puppets. And one of them looked exactly like Jacob. Same clothes, same camera. But its eyes were gone, and the recording light still blinked red in the sockets. Jacob ran again, heart pounding. He passed the bridge again, then again. The same places looping, like the forest was folding in on itself. Finally, he reached a clearing he hadn't seen before. It was a pit, huge, round, and lined with stone spikes that looked like teeth. In the middle was a pile of bones and antlers that throbbed like it was alive. The monster stepped into the clearing. The dead circled Jacob. One of them tied his arms with rope made from human guts. They dragged him to the edge. The pit pulsed like a living thing. Beneath the surface were faces, eyes, mouths, pressing out through something like skin. A voice rose from below, soft, like a child's whisper, and said, "One in, one stays." The creature leaned close. From its chest hung a ranger's badge, burned and bent. Number 13, it opened its mouth wider than any human could. Jacob felt its breath, hot, wet, and thick with rot. Then he did the only thing he could. He pulled the battery from his drone, jammed it into the creature's mouth, and smashed his camera into the battery. Sparks exploded. The monster screamed. Red fire lit up the woods. The corpses shrieked, the rope snapped. Jacob fell straight into the pit. The last frame from his camera showed him floating in blood, smiling, whispering. It chose. Then everything went red. No one ever found Jacob's body. His campsite was untouched. His gear was gone. The only thing left behind was a thumb drive, nailed to the trail sign with a spike. On it was this final video, corrupted, glitching, and terrifying. If you freeze it at the very end, you can see Jacob again, standing on the bridge at dawn, arms bent the wrong way, eyes missing, smiling. Red Hollow Trail is closed now, but some hikers say when the fog rolls in, they see a tall, thin shape moving through the trees. And behind it, a cameraman with glowing red eyes, still filming, forever chasing fear that no one will ever watch. Red Hollow keeps what bleeds.